Iceland is an island in northern Europe that is located in the Atlantic Ocean near the Arctic Circle. Island country of Iceland is a land of volcanoes and glaciers. Though its closest neighbor is Greenland, it is part of Europe. The capital is Reykjavik. Iceland was founded by the Vikings, first to settle in Iceland from as early as 870 were from Norway, Denmark, and Sweden. Celts, mainly Scottish and Irish people, as well as Vikings, also moved to the country as well in the 9th and the 10th century. Iceland was one of the world's first independent democratic republics. Nordic settlers formed a legislature called the Althing in 930 AD. Norway ruled Iceland from 1262 to 1380. Later, Denmark took over both Iceland and Norway. Iceland became independent from the Kingdom of Denmark in 1918 during World War II. Iceland was occupied by the British and US American troops. Since 1944, Iceland is a republic as it regained full independence in 1944. It soon joined the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. In 1980, Iceland's Vigdis Finnbogadóttir became the world's first woman to be elected president. Iceland was hit hard by economic problems in 2008. The country's economy collapsed partly because of problems with its banks. Three cod wars, that is, war over fishing area and waters, were fought between Iceland and UK from 1958 to 1961, 72 to 73, 75 to 76. Iceland won it as Iceland achieved its overall aims. Jóhanna Sigurðardóttir was elected Iceland's first female prime minister and the world's first openly LGBT head of government. Economy was boosted with tourism boom in 2012 and economic recovery started in Iceland. Presently, coalition government ruling in Iceland. Iceland lies in the Atlantic Ocean just south of the Arctic Circle, Arctic region of northern Europe. Iceland lies on top of the mid-Atlantic ridge and it grows by 2.5 cm per year due to movement of the tectonic plates. Iceland is the second largest island in Europe after Great Britain. Iceland's summers are damp, cool, and winters are mild and windy. Coastline is intended with many inlets called fjords. Iceland is covered by ice, volcanoes, glaciers, and geysers. About 11% of the country is covered by glaciers. Iceland is known for its glaciers, Vatnajökull, Snæfellsjökull, Skaftafellisjökull, and many more. Iceland is dotted with almost as many as 200 volcanoes, and few of them are active volcanoes. Hversu, and Hekla are the Iceland's most active volcanoes. Volcano eruption in 2010 was a major eruption that took place in Ísafjarðardjúp, led to huge cloud of ash into the air and caused airports throughout Europe to close as it was dangerous for planes to fly through the ash. Hversu erupted in 2011. Frægðasfjall is Trua volcano formed on the last glacial period on the Reykjanes Peninsula in 2021 and still erupting. Country lies on two tectonic plates, the Eurasian and the North American plates, along which volcanoes are located. Lava which came from the volcanoes on the plate borders formed the islands, such as formation of island called Surtsey was land addition to Iceland in 1963. Iceland has several waterfalls, hot springs, mud pools, and geothermal vents, where the heat of the earth comes out from the earth's surface. Energy of the Iceland volcanoes and vents is used by the geothermal power stations and supplies the heating to around 85% of all households. Iceland is a world leader in renewable energy. 100% of Iceland's electricity grid is produced from renewable resources, hydro and geothermal sources. Plant life covers only about 1/4 of Iceland. Bogs, moors, and sparse grasslands are common. Most of the world's forests have been cut down. Animals include foxes and reindeer, many fish, whales, and seals live in Iceland's waters. No reptiles or amphibians live in Iceland. Sheep are most common farm animals in Iceland. Seabirds like puffins breed in large colonies on cliffs and can be seen in Iceland. Whale watching is very popular in Iceland and many encounter enormous sea life in Iceland too. Iceland horses are really big and strong. They are so robust they can stay on the fields during winter time. Services including transportation, tourism, technological work are main part of the economy. Fishing is also very important. Cod is one of the biggest exports. Manufacturers make food products, aluminium and machinery. Farmers raise sheep and dairy cattle. Main trading partners of the country are Germany, Norway and the Netherlands. Iceland is the largest green energy producer per person and has the world's highest share of renewable energy in their energy use budget. The country's energy supply comes mainly from the renewable sources such as hydropower and geothermal power. Most housing uses geothermal energy for heating as hot springs can be found almost everywhere. High standard of public health and one of the highest life expectancies in the world. Welfare services include unemployment insurance, old age and disability pensions, family and childbearing allowances, and sickness benefits. All the people are Icelandic, mainly descendants of early settlers from Norway. The main language is Icelandic, which is a Nordic language which is similar to the Old Norwegian, which was spoken over 1000 years ago. Icelandic language has Latin alphabet with 32 letters similar to English alphabet but also have letters for the most people speak English as a second language in Iceland. There are also many people speaking Danish or Norwegian. Most Icelanders do not have a family name or surname. They take on their father's name. First, Icelanders worship the gods Thor and Odin. Most people are evangelical Lutheran Christians. About 80% of Iceland is not inhabited. Most people live in the capital city region Reykjavik, which is the northernmost capital city in the world along the southwestern coastline. Icelanders do not have to pay school fees as all public school education is free of charge. Famous Icelanders are the explorer Leif Erikson, nicknamed Leif the Lucky, who is known as the first European explorer in North America, and his father Eric Thorvaldsson, known as Eric the Red, who founded the first Norse settlement on Greenland. Halldór Laxness, Icelandic writer, poet, and playwright. Iceland's first and only winner of a Nobel Prize of Literature in 1955. Sagas and Eddas, the literary works, provide Icelanders with a rich literary background dating back to the 12th century and 13th century. Sagas are about Icelandic and Scandinavian heroes. Eddas are the stories of gods and heroes of the pre-Christian era in Northern Europe. Gunnar Gunnarsson is a modern times important contributor in Icelandic literature. Although he wrote mostly in Finnish, in 1955 novelist Halldór Laxness was awarded the Nobel Prize for the literature. Book publishing is also an active Icelandic tradition, as Icelandic people are voracious readers. Music also occupies an important place in the cultural life of Iceland. Popular music by Icelandic performers such as Björk and the rock band Sigur Rós has gained internationally commercial success and official acclaim. Icelanders are passionate about chess and have produced a series of world-class grandmasters. Swimming, horseback riding, ice and rock climb, and various ball games also are popular. Glima, a form of wrestling that originated with the Vikings, is still practiced in Iceland. Team handball is national sport of Iceland. Icelandic main dishes contain lamb, seafood, and dairy products. Bread in Iceland is mostly dark rye bread or rye flat bread, which is very tasty too, and so is delicious Kliana pastries. Coffee is a common drink. Brennivín is an Icelandic liqueur made from potato. Iceland cuisine is influenced by the fish industry.